Welcome back to the channel, my friends. Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man, and today we're taking a look at the brand new Ruination Chamber Stormcast Eternals. This video is sponsored by CMO Games. More on that later. So the day has finally arrived. We have the unveiling of the brand new box, Skaven Tide. Let's get started with the Stormcast Eternals. The Ruination Chamber. Meet the unshakable Stormcast Eternals leading the fight in Skaven Tide. The valiant Stormcast Eternals of the Hallowed Knights Stormhost has been sent into the emerald fires of the Gnaw in Ashby to stem the tide of the Skaven menace. You've seen the stalwart liberators, soaring prosecutors, and grim reclusians. Now here are the rest. And they have that little trailer video right there. If you haven't checked that out, it is awesome. All right, so first, leading the charge, we have the Lord Vigilant on Gryffstalker. And I have got to say, this model is absolutely beautiful. First off, the name Gryffstalker is absolutely awesome and menacing. I love the way that they have incorporated essentially like this four-legged beast and given it the bird-like features, but also it's got much more of like a slender, realistic look to it. The rider is absolutely awesome. His armor is amazing. There are tons of like cool little relics and stuff like that added in. The axe with the fire is sick, but something that really jumps out at me is just how awesome the cape is. The way it like wraps over his back and then around the Gryffstalker just looks awesome. I love the ornate armor. I love all the little like gems and everything on it. This is going to be awesome to do like some OSL effects on like the fire and some of the other glowing stuff that we saw in the ad. This model is amazing. The Lord Vigilant is leader of the combined forces of the Warrior Chambers and Ruination Chambers of the Stormcast Eternals, mounted on a trusty Gryffstalker and wielding a hallowed great axe. So yeah, here we can see the back view of the cape. You can see he's holding that shield with the awesome insignia on it. All kinds of like parchments and everything of all his great deeds. Here we get a better look at the actual Gryffstalker's face and armor and everything. The way that the fur and texture, the feathers is all incorporated just looks amazing. Again, the cool like gryph kind of like sigil on his back, and then of course the axe. This is just sick. They too are on the cusp of losing themselves on the curse of reforging, but their resolve is unshakable. Said to be a gift from the death god Morda, in truth, their Gryffstalker mounts can mark people for death, draining their life forces and transferring it to their rider in the act unsettlingly akin to necromantic hexes. Okay, very cool. Interested to see how that's going to play out in game terms. All right, and next we have the Lord Veritant. So very cool, has like a blindfold thing going on, holding a big old torch, and then of course the flaming sword, and then of course his Griffhound little friend. Again, very, very cool, awesome armor. The way that the cloth is just like draped over the arm, the way that all of the armor and like the grim trophy on the shoulder just all comes together, just very, very well done. And then here we have the back, again with that awesome shield draped over the back, held with chains and lots more parchments. Very, very nice model. Each Lord Veritant is hand-chosen for their particular hatred of chaos, an emotion that suppresses every other. With their flame-wreathed judgment blade, a curse-breaking staff of abjuration, and a loyal Griffcrow companion by their side, they purge corruption from the darkest corners of the mortal realms, slaying sorcerers and heretics. Very well done. All right, and then next we have the Lord Terminos. So again, really, really cool pose right here. Awesome, just very nice blade on the axe. The way the cloak, once again, is interacting with the environment. The combination of fur and armor and all the extra chains. And then he's got his little buddy sort of like in the same pose, holding like the flaming scales of justice. Just very cool. And then also they had mentioned it in the trailer. Having like a couple of human companions just really shows the true scale of the Stormcast. Even within somber Ruination Chambers, the Lord Terminos is a figure apart. Armed with a massive blade Terminos, they range the battlefield to execute the enemies of Sigmar with swift, sure strikes. These lonesome individuals are also responsible for the rites of the last threshold, taking the heads of soul-stricken Stormcast Eternals who voluntarily enter oblivion. They are accompanied by Memorian squires who recount their battle honors and keep them tethered to the present. Okay, so this is sort of like the chaplain sort of background from the Blood Angels. Essentially, like once they're lost into, in that case, it's the Blood Rage. In this case, it's going into oblivion. But their like task is to essentially decapitate or like take the heads of those that are lost. So very, very freaking cool model and lore. I just love how much Age of Sigmar in general, the lore and the models are coming along. They are just knocking it out of the park. All right, and the next we have the Knight Quester. So a little lone hero right here. Again, we can see the shield on the back, the sword, and the torch out front. Nice little pose up on a rock, a little tactical rock action, never hurt anybody. Nice armor, much less dark of a demeanor. This would be a perfect D&D character. And then here we see the back with the traditional shield. Again, nice cape and like the weathering, little holes in it and rips. Very well done. I just absolutely love the way that they have like battle worn these guys. And the combination between the two chambers, one being more like dark and skulls and chains, and this one being a little more traditional, but now like weathered, just really looks nice. While most Stormcast lords and knights are shackled by the demands of command, some became errant heroes roving the realms. Each knight quester is summoned by the God King's throne and charged with a mission, such as recovering an ancient relic by slaying an enemy general. Though not part of the Ruination Chambers, they are some of the few Stormcasts allowed to request aid from the soul-stricken powerhouse in order to fulfill their God-given duty. So again, just awesome background. Very, very cool. Now a quick message from today's sponsor. CMO Games has been selling Games Workshop products online for over 20 years. They carry the full line of Games Workshop products, including Warhammer 40,000, Age of Sigmar, Necromunda, Blood Bowl, paint tools, and more. Almost all Games Workshop products are priced at 15% off MSRP. CMO Games takes pre-orders for most Games Workshop products released at their earliest date possible. 12:01 a.m. on Saturday, they go live. Most of these pre-order products are also priced at 15% off MSRP. CMO Games offer free shipping in the US 48 with an order of $50 or more. Their customer service is top-notch and they ship most orders within 24 hours. Visit CMOGames.com using the affiliate link in the description and let them know that you heard about CMO Games from Warhammer Man. Now, back to the video. All right, and then next we have the Reclusians. So these were previewed already, but again, just very cool assistants. Burning like the incense and everything. The double axe one looks awesome. Just beautiful armor, beautiful way that they've done the cloth and everything. The second one with the shield and one-handed axe, and then again like a torchbearer. Very, very cool. And then our third one here, again with the axe and shield. And we see like more of that weathering built into the actual model itself. Lots of actual texture on the parchments and everything. Very impressive. The curse of immortality erodes the souls of the Stormcast Eternals with each death. Their memories and humanity chipped away by the reforging. Reclusians are the warriors of the Ruination Chambers, demigods, so battle-worn that they verge on losing their humanity entirely. Despite this affliction, they do not falter in their duty, and are called up during times of great need. For their lightning-scored souls, shrug off the terrible energies of chaos-tainted battlefields. They are accompanied by Memorians, mortal priests who are often descended from their warriors' pre-reforging lineage and prevent their memories from slipping away in battle. Alright, and then we have the new prosecutors. So a lot of people were worried about some of the stuff going away and didn't realize that they're just some of the old models are going away. Now don't get me wrong, some of the data sheets are altogether going away as well, but a lot of the models are going away because they're getting replaced with brand new ones. And in that case, we have prosecutors. So this one here with the spear and shield, beautifully done wings, the very dynamic like leaping poses off the tactical ruin. Here we see the second one, much more of an aggressive like spearing forward stance. Very cool, very dynamic. And then the final one here with the trident instead of the spear. Super cool shields, very nice poses, just overall beautiful. I love the helmets. I love everything about them. Prosecutors have fought tirelessly amongst the warrior chambers since the Realm Gate Wars, but prolonged exposure to the cursed skies that now plague the mortal realms has afflicted these angelic avengers worse than any other. Now these flame-winged heralds count themselves among the merciless ranks of the Ruination Chambers, surging forth to harass and execute their quarry with javelins formed of cracked lightning. So again, just very cool, awesome backdrop, and it almost sounds like they're setting up with the skaven and everything for Mordheim to come back. I'm just saying, maybe it's hopeful thinking, but it sure feels like it. All right, and then we have the new Liberators. So 10 of these bad boys and girls in the box. So we see lots of them have the double hammers. We're probably going to have, again, the helmeted head and the unhelmeted head options. Really cool poses. We have the Grand Hammer as well. Lots of character with these. A little more rank and file, not as eccentric. They don't have all the extra parchments and awesomeness, but very, very cool nonetheless. Really nice looking models. Definitely just a big fan of these. I think Games Workshop has knocked it out of the park with all of these various sculpts. And it looks like we got 10 of those in total. Liberators are the unbreakable backbone of many a Stormcast Eternals army. Wearing sleek new Thunderstrike armor, these stalwart warriors descend on the battlefields in Corellium bolts of lightning, each carrying a mighty warhammer wrought with the arcane sigmarite, and a shield emblazoned with Sigmar's visage, so armed that they take back the realms in the name of the God King. Even with their immense strength and gleaming armor, the Stormcast Eternals would need every ounce of courage and conviction they can muster if they are to battle the frenzied skaven surging across the mortal realms. Return to the Reveal Hub to find out more about the noisome Ratmen. So win a copy of Skaventide box set. There's a little giveaway here. Definitely very, very cool. So I got to say that this is 10 out of 10. These are absolutely beautifully done. It's going to be 24 total Stormcast Eternals in the box. Tons of other stuff as well. And we know this is going to have everything for Spearhead to play the game, including the Stormcast Spearhead and Skaven Spearhead and a couple pieces of terrain. all the cards, the books, the board, just everything we need. This box set looks amazing. We'll talk about the Skaven. We'll talk about the full contents of the box set in some later videos. But I think the Stormcast Eternals has just been knocked out of the park. I love the very grim look to the new ones. I love the remakes of some of the old models. And for the people that did have models or data sheets that got discontinued, it's very realistic that you could use that previous Griff mounted general as this guy. So I don't think everybody needs to rush out there and get all the brand new stuff. If they already have some nice stuff painted up, some of the old sculpts, there's no reason you can't use them as the closest or most similar thing from the new book and new rules. But alas, I will definitely be picking up the box set. And to tell you the truth, at first I was trying to decide which army I was going to focus on. We're going to be doing an escalation league that ties into this. And I was thinking between Stormcast, I was thinking between Skaven. I don't know which one I'm going to go with. I'm probably going to end up at least doing the spearhead for both so we can play some battle reports and some games. So let me know what you're most excited about. Are you going to go with the Stormcast Eternals? Are you thinking about the Skaven? Are you excited for spearhead or Big Sigmar, aka Big Sig? Always like to hear back from you guys in the comments. And as always, special thanks to CMO Games for sponsoring the channel. Check out the link in the description to save 15% on Games Workshop products. And I will keep you guys informed when they're going to have this on pre-order, as I love to hear all of the positive feedback from everybody that deals with CMO Games and appreciate them as a sponsor of the channel. Warhammer Man Studios, I'm Warhammer Man, and the Stormcast Eternals are looking sick. And so far, they're winning. And I'm out of here.